Good afternoon, students. Matt Lees here. If I record just a short, pithy, just about maybe 10 or 15 minute intro to Module 2, this is not going to be anything like the orientation video that went on and on until your eyeballs roll in the back of your heads. This one's going to be much shorter, right to the point to kind of give you some tips about Module 2 and how to prepare. So without any further ado, we're going to jump in here. From the home page, go ahead and click on Modules. Scroll down to Module 2. First thing, I mentioned this in Module 1, but just in case you didn't watch that video, first thing you should do is click on Module 2 Summary and Guide. What you'll see is this is a thumbnail of what we'll be doing this week. So the first line tells you the most critical thing you need to do in this area of study, which is look at the Module 2 handout, which is right here. This handout contains all of the assignment descriptions, the specifics of what you need to do in this area of study. So it has all those directions. The assignments have them themselves, but what I did was put them on a separate sheet of paper to help you access those without the fear of accidentally launching one of these tests or assignments. So it's all there. What you really need to focus on when you look at that, I'll go ahead and bring that Module 2 handout up, is as you're looking at the chapters that are assigned for this module, you'll be reading chapters 2 and chapters 3. You notice I have these learning objectives. As you're reading chapters 2 and 3 in your text, you'll have these in front of you, and I would be actively looking for those answers as you're reading the book. Highlight those answers, take notes, because folks, and I'll just be honest with you, 80 to 90% of the test questions are going to be based on those learning objectives, and they're also going to be based on the little slices of life found in bold black in your text, those things called key terms. Between those two, the learning objectives that you see here and the key terms, that's going to be about 90% of what you need for the test. So keep that in mind. Then also don't forget about reading Founding Brothers. You should be up to chapter 2 this week in Founding Brothers. So don't forget about that. That's going to be due with Module 6. That will be here, folks, before you know it. So again, don't forget about Founding Brothers. And as I mentioned during that first video, go to the home page. I'll actually just show you guys. It'll be the easiest thing to do. But if you go to the home page, you can actually pull up the assignment description of that as well. It's located within the syllabus. So don't forget about that. Got some notes here that you should read, and then here's the assignment descriptions. So we're gonna have another discussion question this week. And by the way, for the first week, some of you did very well on the assignment on fulfilling the requirements of the assignment description with the first discussion. Others of you did not, and that should have been a home run, because the first discussion was basically just introducing yourself. There's 2 truths and a lie, just for a little bit of fun. So look at my detailed comments and feedback on that. So if you did not do well, if you did not get those full points, or even worse, if you got a very low grade, you want to make sure that you look at this assignment description, that you're fulfilling all of these requirements. So in essence, what I want you to do with the discussion question is, first thing you're going to do is read these articles. These are conflicting articles about the controversial Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. This happened in the summer of 2022. This led to the overturning of Roe versus Wade, that we're still dealing with the consequences of this. So what I want you to do first and foremost, you're going to summarize both of those articles. What's the theme of them? What are their best arguments, their strongest arguments? What is each one's perspective? What did they conclude? So that's 20% of your grade in terms of that area. So you're going to basically summarize them in your own words. Then you're going to critically evaluate them. Do you agree or disagree with the author's assumptions, conclusions? what's their strongest argument, what's the weakest argument, which did you find more persuasive, and why. Ultimately, where do you stand? That 60% is the analysis component of this. And I'm very clear about this. I bold this here for you, that you will never be graded on your opinions. I'm not going to grade you on whether or not I agree or disagree with your perspective or your take on this, but I will grade you on the strength of your arguments, the ability to support your conclusions with the articles, and also with outside professional / scholarly sources. So that's what I'll grade you on. I know this is a controversial issue. You might say, Mr. Lees, the last thing I want to do is talk about this issue. This is like the third rail of American politics. I'm of the firm belief that if we're going to continue to survive as a republic, we have to talk to each other. We have to be able to debate issues and do so in a respectful manner, without it becoming personal, without us becoming angry. Because what's happening now is we're kind of going into our own little corners where we've got these wonderful devices that are just giving us social media, that's just giving us support for our own preconceived notions. Our opinions are very, very rarely challenged by these algorithms. So it's not healthy for a republic. We have to be able to talk. We have to be able to debate, especially an issue like abortion. So we're going to be respectful. We're not going to cross lines and make this a personal thing. We're going to argue the facts. And I'll tell you this, there's strong arguments to be made on both sides of this issue. So don't hesitate to share your opinion. You're not going to be graded on your opinion. You're going to be graded on your ability to identify the strongest arguments on your side. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And I also, don't just jump into your arguments and ignore the other side. I want you to look at their arguments. Is there anything that's valid there? Is there anything that made you, reconsider your position? And, you need to address those arguments. You'll need to refute some of their arguments, especially their strongest argument. Don't set up a straw man, their weakest argument, and topple it over. Find their strongest argument and try to hit it with a hammer and see if that thing breaks. That's what I'm looking for. If you want to get the most points out of this, that's kind of what I'm looking for out of this discussion. So that's the big assignment for this one. Then we do have the, let me get out of this, which is going to require me moving myself around a little bit. Then we do have the module test. This is a chapter 2 and 3 test. Again, with the summary and guide, if you want to prepare for that, best way to prepare for that is to look at these learning objectives, as I've already mentioned, in the key terms. So do that, you'll be prepared for that. So that's pretty much all I've got for this area of study, folks. I just wanted to kind of talk to you and let you hear my voice again and walk you through some of that. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, I'm here to help you. Some of you have reached out to me both in person. You've walked through this door, or you sent me an email. I'm here to help you any way I possibly can. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all next time.